Hey, and welcome. What's up? What's up? What's up, my good people? I'm semi ready now. Only about 5, 6 minutes late. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. How's everybody doing? Let me know when you come in the room. It's the weekend, it's my hot spot, but other people be on too. Let me see who else is on. Oh, Tamika's on. All right. I hate to be at the same time as some other people, but it is what it is. And I feel like although I'm getting views for Bold and Bougie, so it may be new people, but I know my usual people, they just pop in to show your girl some support, and they not really watching like that because it's Bold and Bougie, baby. Okay. Let's sip my water. Wish that was cold a little more. I just got my nails done today, guys, and my hair cut. Giving you guys fresh. It's my weekend off. And while I am happy, I've been rushing around like crazy today, just getting things done. Mom things, me things, just things. And then I got this live, and then I decided instead of waiting till Sunday to do Love is Blind, to do it tonight. I actually wanted to do it last night, but I just knew that wasn't going to happen. To do it tonight, right after this. I had an appointment right before this, and gratefully that was moved to tomorrow morning. Tomorrow we got 2 lives. We got Love and Marriage DC. We got my first reaction, and then we got a Saturday sip right after. And I was gonna do a live on Sunday, but I decided I needed to do some cleaning and I need to do some mom stuff. So I'll probably try and get you guys some pre-recorded stuff out Sunday if I can. But I don't know if I want to commit to a live. So I'll probably do my pajama Sunday, not this Sunday, St. Patrick's Day, which was the actual plan. It'll be next Sunday, and that will be our spring cleaning. We're going to talk about, spring cleaning, our mental health, you guys. Whew. Okay, I got my candle going with another little sip. And I'm spilling and dripping and dripping and spilling. Dab, 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 dab. All right, and I might do a little wardrobe change after this. This usually runs about 45 minutes, so hopefully I'll be on here for about 45, talking to you good people, going over the show. Then I'll, get a little wardrobe change, get a little something to drink, get the kids settled, and then pop back on for Love is Blind for the reunion. Let me see. Where are my notes? Here we are. Because, I gotta have my notes on my phone so I could go through it with you guys. So we are here for another episode of Bold and Bougie. Oh, it's the ladies. Put the ladies up. I gave you guys a little different background. You guys like this one, the black and the gold, to go with the black and the gold. I gave you guys the time. Hi, Daria. Good evening. Happy Friday. How are you? You doing well? I hope. Let's get this picture up here so you guys can see. These ladies, I don't know. I feel like, because I don't put one up here for Love and Marriage DC, I feel like everybody should kind of know who they are. But when it comes to Bold and Bougie, because it's a new show, I kind of put this up once we start getting into the notes of the thing so you guys can see who I'm talking about. If this is your first time clicking on this video, we have all the way to the end. That's Tamika Foster. She is Usher's ex. Next to her is Goshay. In the middle is Malaysia, from Basketball Wives. Next to her is Crystal, Neo's ex. And at the very, very end is Princess of Real Housewives of Atlanta fame. So I got my little thing scrolling on the bottom. As always, please support the channel. Hit the like button. Share this with your friends. Leave a comment for your girl and subscribe. Your girl has got goals, and I'm trying to keep this thing on a roll. So I did find out it is for sure, as per Carlos, it's 8 episodes in total. So this is season 1, episode 5, As the Vanity World Turns. So after this, you guys, I told y'all I was going to stick beside it. We got 3 more episodes left. And I'll just give people a little more time to come into the room. So I'm going to make reference to Carlos. He did a recap slash interview of episode 4 with Gaucher. And remember last episode, I was kind of wondering if there was some underlying, some backstory to the two of them. There's really not. So I'm just going to give you the highlights of that, and then we'll get into the episode. So Gaucher is basically saying that Tamika has a smart mouth and she likes to evade questions. We get that. Reminds me a little bit of Phaedra, which I don't really want to put that on her, but there's certain people that have that gift of spinning it around, getting you up off them. And sometimes I appreciate that. And then she's saying, if you wrote a book about it and it's in the blogs, why aren't we talking about it on the show? The world wants to know. She's like, we just want to sit around and talk about what we're eating. I get it, girl. I get it. She says that she finds Crystal relatable, that she reached out and says that she's been reaching out to her because she's been going through her things, and she's, encouraged Carlos to do the same thing, and says that there's similarities between them and their stories. She really likes Crystal and wants to look out for her. And I said, maybe that's her issue with Tamika, because she did seem, from what we saw, although it was the first episode, to kind of come at her. I thought it was, see, here we go, something in my eye again, guys. I don't know if it's an eyelash because I put a little. Anyway, it was from the pool party. So maybe it's just because she feels like a big sister to Crystal, that why, Tamika's kind of off putting to her. But you guys can get down in the comments and let me know what you think. She says that it's not about Usher. She wants Tamika to be accountable. She doesn't answer any questions. And she said the question of how she got Usher wasn't about looks, it's about her attitude. She says, she's a little bipolar, and that she will cuss you out in a text and then like your IG, which she said to Carlos. We also, I think, got it on the show. She says that, Tamika may be a little bit too soft for TV. And then somebody gives Carlos a super chat that's asking if it's deep rooted, and which was my question. I was like, wasn't me, what was my question? And she says no. She's like, these are the highlights. It was much longer than that. And there was other things that I talked about, but I was giving you the highlights because, like I said, I wanted to know. I said I would do my due diligence and go over there and watch it and report back to you guys. But it really looks like a scheme that Carlos has set up to come to us with the BS. Tamika and Gaucher essentially are just the drama of the show. Gaucher is the bold. She's out there. She don't mind saying the thing. And Tamika likes to keep her business to herself, kind of close to the chest. And she is our bougie. So we're going to hop right. That's eight minutes or so, you guys. So we're going to hop right into this episode, and we pick up exactly where we left off. Tamika wants to move on from this conversation with Gaucher. And then she starts talking about how she wants to do a give back for the holidays. And both ladies are in. That's Malaysia, that's Gaucher. And in confessional, Gaucher says, she don't have an issue with her, Tamika. She vibes off of her. I don't know if I find that to be true. And I am I guess you guys can kind of tell as we're progressing in these recaps, warming up to Tamika a little bit. I have been reading her book. Quick update on that. Where are we in the book? We're almost done. So there's 3 episodes of the show, and I have 2.5 hours left of the book. Your girl is on chapter 13. I am really enjoying it. I do enjoy a biography. It's her voice, it's her life. We're getting into all things Usher. And I'm just very moved by it. I'll talk about it maybe a little bit at the end if I kind of feel like it. So Gaucher is telling the ladies that Crystal wants to do a divorce day trip where they will divorce different things or issues, Crystal is fresh off of her divorce with Neo. And then everybody has something that they would like to move on from and not kind of, harp and let things hang. So Tamika says that she's down to let some things go. The ladies do a little cheers before we move on. And that is the last that we'll see of Miss Tamika for this episode. So Princess, she's over at Dillard's and she's about to start working on her second fashion show. And they want to speak about how the fashion has had an impact on her life. They plan to highlight particular women as they did in the previous year. And Princess is just really telling us that the fashion and the clothes kept her going when she was like at a low moment and she was going through all her health stuff. with, her girls. So they talk about doing a day to night fashion. Love that. Where you add a couple pieces to zhuzh it up, bring it down. Love that idea. And they want to figure out, who they're going to be in the show, who they're going to have for the models. They want to incorporate some men this time around. And then she said she wants to do a older version and a younger version, which spoke to me. I said, I'm such Kim, I could be such an old soul at heart. And oddly enough, my style has always been closer to my grandmother's style than my mom's style. But it's like we would show up for like events and we would have the same thing on, but it would be styled differently. So mine would be more age appropriate and edgy to, to me and like my 20s at the time, and hers would be age appropriate to her age, like the same identical dress. So I just thought that that was a, a cool idea and something I would be interested in, because you have, and it could, things could definitely work that way because you have your basic, like this is a basic black blouse, right? So you got your basics and you can zhuzh them up or zhuzh it down. I could put this with, a skirt, or I could put this with some jeans. Right now we got some sweatpants. Right now we got some sweatpants on because your girl is at home. She needs to be comfortable. Guys, if you've been here before, my nose gets to nose, and so I just gotta come off camera and dib dab a little bit really quick. I did take my allergy medicine, but I took it a little bit late, so my nose is doing its thing. So, and I also have to say, I think I might have said it before, those little Chanel gloves that Princess has on her confessional, I absolutely love those. Speaking of confessionals, the ladies are talking about the rumor. I said princess. Baby, it is not princess. My notes are wrong. The rumor of Crystal dating Safari. And I said, baby, this is not love and hip hop. I am so tired of talking about toxic Safari. I have just, got back good with watching Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Yes, I watched Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. The only one that I never really watched was Miami. I didn't watch the last episode, but the transplants were a little bit too much for me. They should have just kept our New Yorkers, and leave our ATL girls, our ATL girls. But that's a whole nother subject. I was so glad when they got rid of Miss Erica Mena, but just Safari is toxic, and we all know he's for the streets. So I was kind of like, oh, not over here too. So Crystal addresses it basically by saying that y'all need to mind your business, and who she dates, we will never know. So she says, so she's doing a little workout, post marriage, trying to get the thing together, trying to get a little self care, get, the endorphins and all the good things running. Her friend Shad, he comes in and joins her so they can both unbig their back. Child, yes. Ooh, yes, I need to unbig my back too. I got to get to the gym this weekend. Me next, me next. And I said, baby, her ass is awful. I try not to talk about people's figure. I try to not put women down and to be kind of fair when it comes to reality TV, because which is one of the reasons why I really didn't want to cover reality TV. Although I do love to watch it because I didn't want to talk about people personally and like pick apart their imperfections, because I have my own imperfections. I have my own insecurities. That's why I prefer it to be a character on the show. But I digress. So, post workout, they are discussing Dr. Ruffles, as they call her, and Crystal is talking about Malaysia after the whole lounge situation and how they met up. And she just doesn't want all the energy of the situation that happened there and her conversation with Malaysia. And then she doesn't want that all to spill over into her divorce road trip. So Crystal says that her mom was in prison while she was pregnant with her, and she ended up being in and out of foster care. And for that reason, that she doesn't trust people very easily. I'm like, dang, that's rough. So now I can kind of see where Gaucher is coming from, because Gaucher has been in prison before. And her kids were in the foster system, but I'm not quite sure that's even what she was referring to, but I can kind of see some things. So the production is asking her if that's her issue with Dr. Princess. And she's like, no, she's just a disrespectful bitch. I said, oh, okay. So she says growing up in foster care was rough, and being around women she doesn't know takes her back to that situation and that place, and that she doesn't want to resort to fighting and, go back to the old Crystal. She says people like to go off of what they see online and that she's just over it. That basically she was saying that she'll cut people off if need be because she was essentially over the thing. I don't know if she's a girl's girl. I feel like she wants to find the sisterhood, and Malaysia certainly has been preaching it. But I feel like it's very difficult for her, and now I can kind of see why. So I do sympathize with her some. So Shad asked her if she's single, and she's like, yes. But he brings up the safari, and she's like, no, we're not about to do that. No, no, no. She doesn't want to give light. She doesn't want it on TV, and she doesn't want to give light to that situation at all. And he's telling her, like, well, the rumors are out there. She's basically giving him the same thing she gave us. She says she's newly single and will date whoever she wants. And in her confessional, she basically tells Shad that. She tells the confessional that. She just told us that. Wording was a little different, same sentiment. It ain't nobody's business. She gonna do what she gonna do, and she gonna be on it. So Malaysia is at a photo shoot with her sister. I don't know if I've ever seen Malaysia's family before. I would have to go back to old episodes of Basketball Wives. And it's a photo shoot for her clothing company, and she also has a hairline. The clothing company is Vanity World 10, and the hairline is Vanity World. She launched this during the panini, and it gave her an outlet to focus on something positive. So as they're wrapping up the thing, we enter her boo, Kenny Clark, who was a retired football player. I'm like, I do not recognize her from a hole in the wall. You know your girl will be quick to get on the Googles whilst I'm on here and look it up. But I will spare I will spare you guys since I gave you the little Carlos rundown at the beginning. So she said that they dated for 7 years and it didn't work out, and now he's back. And I was like, because I thought she wasn't going to bring him on the show. She had said to me that to Tamika in like the first episode, but maybe she just doesn't want him to bring him to events. But she's going to bring him on the show. I don't know. I said, okay, Malaysia, because at least we're getting some type of storyline from her. So they're having a little chit chat, and she is telling, I said, is she telling this man that she has put her cat up? Because I was a little confusion. I was like, wait, what are we talking about here? I was a little confused. So she says that he calls her an alpha female and that she's been doing it on her own for 9 years. And she questions why she is there. The thing that I feel like some men fail to realize is once you're a single mother, it's not, I don't think anybody wants to be a single mother. I didn't set out to be a single mother. I'm a single mom, but once you're tasked with that responsibility, you do what you have to do for yourself, for your kids. Yeah, you put your kids first, and you adapt to certain situations, and you take the lead because there's no other option. So sometimes it's hard to relinquish that, and some people are put off by that, and a lot of us wouldn't mind giving that up. You just have to find that man that wants to lead and actually can lead. Child, come on, take some things off my plate. But at the same token, yeah. But I get where she was coming from. So she starts talking about her mom going through chemo, and she's worried, but his mom has been through the same, so they can kind of relate. And I don't want to say trauma bond, but they have a similar experience that they could kind of talk through. And I like that she had somebody there for her to talk to because we're forcing this whole sister bond thing with the show. Oh, child. I hope I made it. And I for sure want to leave my wine for my next recaps. um, I guess he had a conversation with her mom about intentions of marrying her, and that hasn't happened yet because Malaysia's like, but she doesn't want him to feel pressured, and she doesn't even know if she wants to like get married. She says she didn't think that she married after her divorce, but now it's like she's unsure. I would say she's a maybe, even possibly maybe open to it. So I'm curious to see where that goes. We did see him a little bit later in the episode, so I was like, okay, hey, Candy Love, hey, 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 hey. We're episode 5. I got 3 more episodes to go, so I'm gonna stick beside him. So Princess is at home and she gets a phone call, and Mrs. Dillard herself has offered Princess the opportunity to show her fashions at the show. And she's super excited. I didn't even know Princess had her own clothing line. And now I'm like, now I got to look at her fashion. I know she had that long line of the lady that bought her the furs. when she had, they had the Black Aspen party. Like I said, she has those Chanel gloves in the confessional that I absolutely love. So I have to be a little more attentive to her style as I'm watching the episodes. I was like, is that curry chicken she's making? It looks delicious. So she sits down with her husband and she's telling her husband about, the opportunity, and they're excited about that. And baby, then we start talking about this Friendsgiving and basically being called the weakest link. Those weren't her words. I think Malaysia did actually say that though, but those weren't Princess's words. And she's like, she don't really want to be confrontational, but her husband does not want people, he doesn't want people to get used to treating her. His words are below her pay grade. And that's like, that's a cute way of saying it. And a husband should stick up for his wife. Who wants to see their wife unhappy or feel like she's being, having her feelings or her emotions or her thoughts or any of that run over or played with? So then we see Malaysia is meeting with Dr. Princess. I said, Malaysia is just making her way around this episode. Malaysia said, y'all said ain't got no storyline. Miss Kira speaks, you said ain't got no storyline. You said I'm just beautiful gowns, beautiful gowns. She moving around. So she meets with Dr. Princess and she wants to do a hair exhibit, kind of a la Broner Brothers. And so they're scouting out at a location and they talk about Crystal's hosting and what happened with her and Crystal after the fact when they went out to do their little shopping trip. And it seems to me like Malaysia is just really more so siding with Dr. Princess over Crystal, that I was kind of like, did we? I guess you didn't get to see it back. So Dr. Princess is like, I'm willing to do a do-over. And I was like, two thumbs up for you. And Malaysia was kind of excited about that. But they start to talk about this divorce road trip. And Dr. Princess says there are some things she'd like to divorce. And she kind of puts her hands on her derriere. And Malaysia's like, girl, how you want to get rid of that? Like, I got that. Like, you're born with that. You can't get rid of it. And she says that she has silicone. She got it 14 years ago, and now it's causing her problems. So she's going to be gone for a while because she needs to get the business taken care of. That's going to be I don't even want to say a minor surgery. That's going to be a surgical process. And I pray everything worked out for her, because that's one thing Dr. Princess and Princess may have in common. Actually, Dr. Princess went to have her own breast reduced, but she's going to right her wrongs. And Malaysia, she starts to get a little emotional. She's like, why would you do something like that? She's like, I wasn't a doctor at the time. And I said, at least her stuff looks proportional. Like, I didn't know that wasn't her arse. So, but if it's giving you problems, we gotta take care of our health first. But with Malaysia's mom going through what she's going through with the chemo and the cancer and putting her on a plane or whatever and sending her away, she feels like she's helpless. She feels like she can't help her mom. Now she feels like she can't help her friend. Um, Next thing you know, Malaysia's in another scene with Kenny and they're out shopping. And she says, she starts saying, like, he stands in his masculine, and she used to try to include her husband, but he wasn't with it. And I was like, girl, what are we talking about? I'm confused. Can we get to the point? They're, having little drinks and stuff. But I said, oh, they're basically at the store to play dress up and to like go outside the box from what they normally dress like. So she's trying on outfits, he's trying on outfits. She says she loves spending time with him. And they do end up purchasing, I guess, a couple of things during the trip. But I was just like, it was cute. It was weird. If that's what she likes, I love it. Kind of like Married to Medicine with Dr. Eugene and Toya with the floral date. Whatever floats your boat. Like, if that's her thing and she like it, I love it. So she starts talking to him about getting Crystal and Dr. Princess together and being emotional when Dr. Princess said that she had to get the surgery. And he's telling her, you got to kind of put your feelings to the side, support your friend. Good words from the fellas. I need to finish this water between this break. Like I said, Malaysia is busy. So she is at Gaucher's breakfast bar. Her and Gaucher having a little quick chat. Gaucher's in her little uniform and everything, because she has Crystal meeting her there. Dr. Princess is gonna come. She's gonna get at them together. She figured she'd do it in Gaucher's place of business because she knew Crystal wouldn't act the fool because that's her little boo thing. Well, not her boo thing, like I said. It's kind of like a big sis, little sis is what I'm taking from it. So Malaysia is worried, but she's not worried, but she's confident that Dr. Princess would play nice. I said, really, girl? Oh, okay. So Crystal arrived and she says that she wants to. Crystal arrives. Dr. Princess says, I think says she wants to right her wrongs. Um, No, Crystal arrives. Malaysia says she wants to right her wrongs and put the two ladies back together. And then in walks Dr. Princess. The ladies are like, you know what? Let's start over. Let's reintroduce ourselves. Crystal says that she felt the negativity and she reacted. She apologizes. And Dr. Princess was like, listen, that was not my intention. So Malaysia asks what happened. Crystal again explains the whole situation. And Dr. Princess was saying she kind of felt ganged up on. Now, we replay the scene and we get the conversation about, Dr. Princess likes to say things for the shock value and she could be a little aggressive comment. I kind of was like, okay, maybe I can kind of see where she felt ganged up on. I'm an air quote because it was Crystal and Shad. So I try to be not neutral. I try to be fair and see all sides. I could see just a little bit because Malaysia wasn't there at the moment. She was chasing behind OG Princess. And then it was kind of Crystal, she had a little something with, and then Shad, who's her dude, her homeboy. So it was kind of like, I wouldn't call it a gang up, but I get what she was getting at. So Crystal says she holds herself to a certain standard. She's not loose, promiscuous by any means. Child, please leave her vagina alone. Leave this lady's body. She don't do all that. That's what she's trying to tell us. So Dr. Princess apologizes and she says it's not who she is or where she was coming from. I don't know why you would make a comment like that then. Like when she said that, I'm like, everything else I gave her, but the loose comment, I was like, but girl, why would you say it if that? So they agree that they don't know each other. They don't know each other's triggers and they shake on it. Malaysia exhales, whoo, thank you, Jesus, because we need to move on from this. But Crystal is in her confessional and she feels like the apology was opportunistic because she basically saying Dr. Princess want to be a friend of the show. She sees where it's at with Malaysia's on the show and Crystal's on the show, and she want to get in where she fit in, basically. She could absolutely be correct. So Malaysia asked Gaucher's contribution to the divorce party. I was so confused. We got into a little bit after. So she says something about a strip club, and she's like, "Oh, well, Dr. Princess has a strip club. She has, KOD, which is King of Diamonds." And then I said, "Did Crystal just ask her?" She was like, "You strip?" Now I think Crystal used to strip, but Dr. Princess looked like, ma'am, we just worked it out. Don't make me knock you off this chair." But I was just sitting there laughing to myself as I was watching this. So no, she is the owner. Did not know that. Been to Atlanta before, but I was younger, so I've never been to King of Diamonds. But everybody's heard of King of Diamonds. So now it's time for Tamika. I misspoke. I said we didn't see Tamika anymore in the episode. I take that back. So now it's time for Tamika's event. Malaysia shows up. She's willing to throw in a t-shirt, and she's, um, Tamika's grateful because some people don't like to wear the advertisement. So Gaucher and Princess also are there. And the event also will give Kyle's foundation some exposure. So she's happy for that. She's trying to get this bill passed I think she explained it to not drain all of, why can I not think of it? Lake Lanier. To not drain it all, but to drain it to a certain level to figure out where these sinkholes and stuff are because, that's where she lost her child. So I get it. So any opportunity she gets, she's for the charity thing. But if she could do, two birds with one stone, absolutely. So they talk about the divorce trip. Like I said, everybody has to make a contribution. So I was like, I'm kind of confused a little bit. Like I get it, but I don't get it. It's a road trip. So I don't know if it's like a road trip and a weekend trip. So maybe everybody has one day that they're responsible for the event. Princess says something about line dancing, and I can't remember what the comment was. Oh, somebody said something about massages, and then she was like something about, rubbing and touching and something. I can't remember if she spread her legs or exactly what it was. And they were like, girl, who's doing all of that? And Gaucher is like, she's acting blonde. And Princess was like, I'm acting blonde. Child, it was a whole thing. And she's like, yes, slow, slow to catch on. I said, oh. So Princess, like I said, is a little offended. She tried to like clap back a little bit, like I'm rich, I'm da da da, whatever. So Gaucher goes on out to the car. The lady's like, oh, okay, ma'am, let me get your mic. And she's like, I meant slow to catch on as a joke. Gaucher liked to say everything was a joke because she did that last time with Princess, and everything don't be a joke. But that's basically where the episode ends. So I'm assuming, we always pick up where we left off the next episode. So I'm assuming episode 6 we'll pick up and see more of that. Now Gaucher's gone, so we'll probably see Princess interact with the other people. Um, Princess may need to toughen up a little bit. I kind of get where the ladies are coming from, and so I feel like that's why she tried to say something at this point. I don't know. I don't even know how to put it together her for her so it'll work nicely. She needs to assert herself at the correct times. I don't want to say this is the wrong time, but I don't know. Look, I'm blonde too, and it's funny because Gaucher said it, and she was blonde too. So I don't know. None of us were natural blondes for her to be offended, but it was just interesting. So next week we are getting this divorce road trip. Like I said, I'm gonna set my DVR so I can get the uh next episode's previews. Gaucher is going to have a drag brunch, and it looks like that's going to be a bone of contention with her and Tamika, where it's gonna kind of try to make Tamika homophobic, which Tamika says she's not. I did also listen to Carlos did an interview with Tamika on his channel. Again, I gave you the breakdown on episode 4 that Gaucher did with Carlos and kind of her thing with Tamika because I was interested in that. This one was more about Tamika's personal life because it was an interview like he's done with like Dr. Eugene and Cecil, or he does interviews with other people that aren't recaps of the show. So he did one of those with her. Like I said, I'm kind of feeling like, sorry, my phone is over here buzzing, warming up to Tamika a little bit. He talked about her book and a lot of other things. Go over there and check that out. I won't, like I said, get into the deep details of that. I am, like I said, currently reading her book, chapter 13. I am just getting through what happened with her son. I don't want to give the book away. If you guys are interested, I really think you guys should go check it out. Because I don't want to be up here crying, especially when I got another especially when I got another live to do in less than half an hour. Um, but it's like I didn't realize because it's not my personal story to tell or even to recall because her son's been gone almost 12 years now. And that has to be hard for her as a mom. But I also didn't realize that she lost the son while she was going through the divorce with Usher. So, like I said, it's making me warm up to her and be a little more sympathetic. But Tamika's always been a hard edge. When she was on Atlanta Exes, I can't really remember how I felt about her. To me, I'm inclined to believe that I probably didn't like her so much. There was some kind of thing between her and Tori Hart. I kind of want to go back and watch it. I know I always liked Monietta from that, but I feel like back then, because I was younger and didn't have as much like forgiveness and understanding, I probably wasn't a fan of Tamika. And now I'm kind of getting warmed up to her. She does have rough edges. She does say shit that's out of line, but like I said, Carlos has got these two women, the bold and the bougie, for shock value. Gaucher, going to say it with her chest, say it like you mean it, and put everything out on the table. And Tamika kind of holds back. But she says, like she's funny, she's goofy. I did get that from her a little bit in the book, a lot of it from the interview. So guys, definitely go check that out. Like I said, your girl is still going to try to get some things. Where's my banner here? Some things done over the weekend, but before I get into what I have coming up next, let's take this down. That's the wrong thing. Look, I be hitting the wrong buttons all. Here I am, guys. Anybody coming through on the replay, leave a comment, hashtag replay, drop me an emoji. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode. Leave me a comment about, my recap. Have you guys read the book? Did you either watch Tamika's interview or Gaucher's little recap that she did on the last episode? I think this one he did with Marlo, and I was like, eh. I haven't got a chance to watch it yet. I can't promise you I will. I'm not the biggest Marlo fan. So I did watch those two. But yes, just let me know. Still trying to crank out the content. I was about to say last night. Last night I didn't do nothing. I did put a quick little short up because we got the bomb drop that we were going to get a Power Book Origins, and then the following day we got the bomb drop that Power Book 2 was going to be the final season. So I did put up a quick little what the heck is going on type of short. So that's there if you guys want to check it out. If you guys want to come back, I'm going to try for 10:30. I may be a little late. I might, I should push it back to 10:45 to do Love is Blind season 6 episode 13, which is our reunion episode. I got some slides and some things to talk through. Your girl's goal is 1,000 by the end of the year. I'm coming up on 3 years of my YouTube journey. And so I would really love to get to 1,000 by the end of the year. I'm really trying to stay consistent with it and put the work in, which is why I'm giving you guys more lives. Like I said, we have 3 more episodes of this, and then I will pick up Summer House Martha's Vineyard. I'm just going to give up on BMF at this point. I hate to do it because I did season 1 and season 2, but we're now 3 episodes in. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do season 3 right before season 4. I don't really know, but I don't want to be behind the 8 ball. So we're going to finish this out. I probably will I kind of fell all the way up for Married to Medicine, but I think I'm going to do a Married to Medicine live for the reunions, episodes 1, 2, and 3. Love is Blind, like I said, coming up next. So that's wrapped. This is wrapping. So that way I'll have space and have time to do things. Get some of my pre-recorded stuff out because I got a watch list that I got to get out to you guys. Like I said, not this Sunday, but next Sunday, I moved it back to my Pajama Sunday for spring cleaning. Just keep your notifications on. I got off track. Help your girl. It's 1,000 by the end of the year, but help your girl get to 500 by June 1st. That is your Truly's birthday. That would be a great gift. It's free 99. So tell a friend to tell a friend. Always keep your notifications on. Anything else I wanted to share with you guys? Let me get my traveling music ready. I think if there was anything else I wanted to share with you guys. I think really just keep your notifications on because I've always planned to do things. You'll get more shorts. You'll get more. Just keep your notifications on. Like I said, right after this, Love is Blind, the reunion tomorrow, Love and Marriage DC, first reaction, followed by a Saturday sip. I'm going to take a break on Sunday from the lives because I'm already overwhelmed, but I will probably give you some type of pre-recorded content. So again, YouTube be YouTubing, sometimes life be lifing, so notifications, one little sip before I ride out. I appreciate you guys for Oh, baby. Not my computer acting up at the very last minute. I hope this don't do this in my next live. I appreciate you guys coming through, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.